To drive an early Corvette is one of life's rewards. Talking about the Corvette and its history is a really fascinating story for me, because I wasn't looking for one to buy. It was a cold day and it was late in the day, 4:30. On a journey back one day with a friend of mine, we just decided to stop and have a little drink at a hotel. The hotel was empty. There was one guy gripping his beer like he was trying to keep his hands warm. We started chatting to him and invited him to join us for a drink. He glanced out the window, he saw the veteran car on the trailer and inquired, "You're obviously enthusiasts for cars?" I said, "Yes, we are." He said, "I've got one across the road in the shed, an old Chevrolet." And he said, "Would you like to see it?" I went back the day after and he took me into his home, and this thing was preserved in the lounge room. Anyway, he explained to me that he thought it was a good thing to cash up in his later years, and he named a price and I bought it on the spot. Just paid the money. The 57 model Corvette was, I think, in my opinion, and I speak with some design experience and qualifications, by far the prettiest Corvette ever designed. Harley Earl was responsible for most of the fantasy cars that we see during the golden age of American motoring. Amongst enthusiasts, generally they agree that a 57 is his masterpiece. Looking at the chrome in the seats and the carpets and underneath, everything about the car is very, very original. This is just such a beautiful thing. It's a styling masterpiece and I'm madly in love with it for that reason. So I started collecting cars as early as 12 years old, and now the collection has grown over that period of in excess of 50 years to a collection of 12 cars. They're all very unique, and wherever I can I use them all. The Corvette probably is my pride and joy, although I can't claim to have restored it. I found this vehicle in the condition you see it in. It still has the original brake system on it, in that they're drum brakes. It still has the Wern drive non-power assisted steering. The brakes, of course, are technology of the day and you have to be very careful driving it. On today's roads one has to be gentle and aware of stopping distances, but it's adequate at the speeds I use it at. It came out of New York, this car, and was brought to Australia as a private import. It's had very little use in its life. A lot of people say because it's fiberglass it's really light. It's actually quite a heavy car, and the V8 that's in it, which is only a 283, does a really good job. Trying to compare something like a Corvette with today's car is not really fair. It's not apples and apples, is it really? The technology in this is ancient, although the V8 engine is so sweet, and it's still got very lively performance. It will really get up and go. It's just a fabulous car to drive. It's very docile, very quiet, which is delightful because I love the feel of an old car. The thing I love most about this car is the fact that people make such lovely comments about it, and you then realise that old motor cars bring as much pleasure to the people who see them as the owners who drive them. It's happy days. It's a curb crawler. It's not a car that you throw into a corner and try and impress anyone with your driving skills. It's just a beautiful thing to be seen in it. It makes you feel like you've got a brand new handmade suit on. You climb into it like an old armchair and you feel so at one. I don't have those feelings for the later model cars. Even later model exotic cars, I can take them or leave them. I follow them and I'm interested in them, but I don't lie in bed at night lusting for them. But I wouldn't mind a Stingray, a Corvette Stingray. I think it's a statement. It's a statement about heritage, and it's a statement about how I define myself. And when I'm in it, I think every night is Saturday night.